The Apple TV is one of those devices that people often underestimate. It doesn't grab headlines like the iPhone, it doesn't turn heads like the MacBook Pro, and it doesn't spark debates like the iPad Pro. Yet, quietly, it has become the heart of Apple's living room strategy. And in 2025, that heart is about to beat stronger than ever. For more than 2 years, Apple has not touched the hardware of its Apple TV 4K. The last major update came back in 2022, and while software updates kept rolling out, the box itself stayed the same. Some people even began to wonder whether Apple had given up on the product. But behind the scenes, Apple was preparing something much bigger than just another small refresh. The new Apple TV 4K is now expected to arrive in 2025, and it's shaping up to be a far more important upgrade than most realize. On the surface, it might look like another puck-shaped streaming box, thinner than before, with a clean design that fits right into Apple's minimalist style. But inside, it's hiding changes that could redefine how we interact with our TVs, our smart homes, and even Apple's AI-powered future. Let's start with the design. Reports suggest the box will slim down while keeping its signature look. Apple isn't trying to reinvent the wheel here, and that's the point. The Apple TV doesn't need flashy redesigns because it's meant to disappear into the background. It's not about the box on your shelf, it's about the experience on your screen. That being said, a thinner and lighter form factor is always welcome, especially if Apple plans to add more features inside. Apple will likely continue offering 2 versions. The entry-level model for casual users, and the higher-end version that includes Ethernet and Thread support for smart home enthusiasts. This dual-model approach ensures that Apple covers both markets, those who just want to stream Netflix or Apple TV+, and those who want their Apple TV to be the brains of their smart home. Now let's move to the most exciting part, the processor. The current Apple TV runs on the A15 Bionic, which was impressive when it launched. But in 2025, it feels outdated, especially with gaming, and high-resolution streaming demanding more power. That's why leaks point to the A18 or even A18 Pro chip inside the new Apple TV. This leap in processing power is massive. We're not just talking about smoother menus or faster app launches. We're talking about the kind of performance that opens entirely new doors. With the A18, the Apple TV could rival gaming consoles, handle high-end AI tasks locally, and prepare itself for integration with future Apple products like Vision Pro. Equally important is the memory bump. The new Apple TV is rumored to move from 4 GB of RAM to 8 GB. That might sound like a small detail, but it changes everything. Why? Because 8 GB is the requirement for Apple Intelligence, Apple's new AI system. This means that the Apple TV 2025 won't just be faster, it will be smarter. Imagine asking Siri to recommend a movie. Today, Siri can do that, but it feels clunky. Now imagine asking the new Siri to find me Tom Hanks movies, and then refining it naturally, only the animated ones, or just action comedies. That's not futuristic. It's exactly what Apple Intelligence is designed to do. It listens, understands context, and adapts, just like a human assistant. And bringing that to the Apple TV changes the entire experience of using it. Think about how often we waste time scrolling through endless lists of shows. With Apple Intelligence, your Apple TV could know your habits, your preferences, even your mood. It could recommend the right content without you needing to search. It's not just a TV, it becomes a personal guide for your entertainment. And it goes further than movies. Imagine saying, "Turn off the lights in the dining room." The old Siri might get confused. The new Siri understands when you correct yourself mid-sentence, or when you change your mind. That's because Apple Intelligence learns from how you speak, not just from preset commands. Suddenly, the Apple TV is not only an entertainment hub, but a smart home command center. But Apple's vision doesn't stop there. The release of tvOS 26 already gave us a sneak peek at what's coming. FaceTime on the big screen, smarter contact cards, and even support for calls. On the surface, these look like niche features. But they actually reveal Apple's larger plan, to make the Apple TV the centerpiece of family communication. This naturally brings us to one of the biggest rumors, a camera. For years, people have speculated about Apple adding a camera to the Apple TV. With the new FaceTime features in tvOS, the idea makes more sense than ever. Whether built-in or sold as an add-on, a camera would turn the Apple TV into a powerful communication tool. Imagine family calls on the big screen, video conferences in the living room, or even fitness apps that track your movements with precision. Apple has a history of slowly laying the groundwork before launching new features. We saw it with Apple Watch health tools, with iPhone photography, and with AirPods integration. First, they release the software hints. Then, they deliver the hardware. The Apple TV 2025 might be the moment where those hints finally come together. And let's not forget connectivity. Apple is developing its own in-house wireless chips, with Wi-Fi 7 expected in the new Apple TV. This means faster speeds, lower latency, and better performance when multiple devices are connected. For households filled with iPhones, iPads, and Macs, that's a game changer. So when will all this arrive? While some hoped for a spring launch, the latest reports suggest the second half of 2025. Most likely, it will debut in the fall, alongside new HomePods and tvOS 26. That timing makes sense. Apple loves launching products together when they can complement each other, and HomePods plus Apple TV is the perfect match. At the end of the day, the Apple TV 2025 is more than just a streaming box. It's Apple's way of extending its ecosystem into the living room, of blending entertainment, communication, and AI into one device. The hardware may be small, but the vision behind it is massive. And this is just the beginning.